Hey you guys, so you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what today's video is going to be, and unfortunately it is more bad news. I wish I had a positive video to bring to you guys about the situation. I wish that I processed it better, because even now I'm trying to sit here and figure out how to go about sharing this update with you guys. But I did say to you months ago that I wasn't just going to tell you that what I have shared online is 100% true. I'm going to show you. And my idea behind that was just simple. The truth never dies. Abusers re-abuse. Personalities rarely change. And yeah, so before I get into all of that, I do want to give just a little quick recap. The Ride or Die crew has grown like 11,000 in a month. So welcome to the channel. I'm sorry that, you know, the next few videos that I'm going to put out are kind of negative, and I'm going to do my best to include, you know, just some things that I've learned along the way, because if you're going through what I'm going through, or you have experienced it in the past, there are some things that I've learned in therapy that have really helped me, and I'm going to try to include that in this video for everyone, not just the new Ride or Die crew members, but for all of you guys. In every single video, I try really hard to include something that I learned, maybe some science, maybe some, you know, cognitive therapy techniques, or something to add more value to a story than just a drama video or a video of me talking about something really hard. You know, I'm constantly growing and learning, and I'm trying my absolute best to stay focused on my path and my journey of healing and not let anything else distract me. And that is very hard given what I am still going through. I wanted to say that before I talk about anything else, that, you know, this video is not meant to bash anyone. This video is not meant to be like, haha, I told you, he really is X, Y, and Z. That is not my intention. My intention is, through just the way the universe works, to present you with facts and let you know that this is what I've gone through. This is what I'm doing to try to heal and make sure that I'm okay in this. And these are the things that I did that didn't work at all and actually made it worse. These are the things that I did that made it better. And I want to be honest and fair and transparent, just like I always have. And it's really loud and messy right now, with a lot of people jumping in and having opinions about my life. Like, it's not a show, it's not a reality show, this is my life, and this is what I'm going through. And it gets harder and harder to talk about it the more opinions that I hear. It's like the game of telephone, and it's confusing. So I'm gonna try to make this video clear. Whether you guys believe me or not, I do not have malicious intentions. This video is not to hurt anyone. This is public record at this point. Oh, one more thing, I'm sorry. I know this is like a really long intro. I did want to say that I have heard a lot of criticism online saying that it is insensitive or unfair of me to share my ex's relapse. And I have really thought long and hard about that. I have questioned myself and whether or not I'm doing the right thing every step of the way. Was I right to leave? Absolutely. Did I question it a million times? Before, during, after? Yes. Have I always reacted in the best way? No. Have I done things that I regret throughout this process? Yeah. And I am really freaking hard on myself, and I'm trying not to be. I'm trying to give myself grace and the time to heal and space to process everything that has happened. And I have already filmed a video kind of outlining the timeline between January and March, you know, the timeline of a lot of the drama that was, you know, being said about me online. And I sat down and I filmed it. And I know that people are going to be like, why did you take so long? The reason is I am not going to be rushed into filming a video I'm not ready to film. Because I did that before, and then I was told that I was crazy, or I sounded crazy, or I looked high, or whatever the hell it was. I just feel ready in this moment. There was another criticism that I wanted to address as well, and that is, oh my gosh, what if your kids see this on the internet one day? They see it in real time, because his abuse has not stopped. Yeah, I left, but he is not changing. The cycle has not changed just because I am physically separated from that person. The emotional abuse is still very real. There is some financial abuse that he has done, is still trying to do, keeping me wrapped up in court. The abuse is ongoing. He is not changing. The cycle is not changing. I have to be the one to change and to put the work in and to heal. Just the process of accepting that he is who he is and I cannot change it and he has showed me who he is, just that process has been a lot. Because at first when I was still with him and, you know, the abuse was very in my face, right? I was more sad and devastated and just, I don't know, crushed, because when I met him, I thought I hit the lottery. He hung the moon to me, you know? And I thought he was amazing. And all of the reasons why everyone likes him, those are the same reasons that I fell in love with him. He's smart, he's funny, he's charismatic, he's charming, he's tough and has a million crazy stories and just all the things, right? And I saw him very differently than I see him now. And now that I've seen who he is, I can't unsee it. Now that I see all of the abuse, I can't unsee it. Now that I see the way that he's manipulating, separating people to create narratives around what he wants them to believe, now I see it. Now I'm not as introverted. I was very isolated with this person for a very long time. No one knew what was going on. You know, for years and years, I just made excuses with my family when it came to his emotional abuse, you know. He was cold and distant, and you know, there's a lot of stuff, and I know I've mentioned it a couple of different times, and I feel like I'm rambling, but I made excuses for him. I didn't tell anyone what I was going through because I didn't want him to look bad. And I've just kind of come to the kind of radical acceptance where I don't defend, I don't engage, I don't respond, I don't take it personal. It's who he is, that's his personality, but it's not my job to try to make someone look good. If you don't want people to know you do bad shit, don't do bad shit, don't hurt people, don't abuse people. And it is just as much my story to share as it is his, because he is abusing me. The abuse has not stopped. The emotional abuse, the financial abuse, it is still very real. It's still very ongoing. And even in all of that, where I'm like, dude, this dude really freaking hates me for leaving. Like, okay, make it make sense. In that, where I'm like, this guy really hates me, he sprinkles in these little, do you love me text, or hey, this wasn't that long ago, right? Like a memory. And when I ignore that, it goes right back to whatever. We have gone to court several times. There's 2 different things going on right now, a parenting case, as well as an emergency order of protection that has been amended 4 times, I believe. 4 times. The first was a no contact order. The second was to allow visitation. And I was granted some money and damages from an incident where he left me and the girls stranded in Arkansas, essentially held us hostage for an entire freaking day to go through tablets and screens, and he was under the influence. So I only asked for damages for that one incident. It's very low. If I really tallied up all of the money that he's cost me, it is tens of thousands of dollars. And I'm not even being freaking dramatic. I'm really not. A new car, constantly taking my things, keys, all of the work that I missed out on. And continue to miss out on. It's a very small amount, I'll just be honest. It's $4,500. It's from that one incident where he left us stranded. I'm like, you should pay for that, because what the fuck? You should pay for all of it. But I wanted to be reasonable. I wanted to be fair. I didn't want to try to sue him for 30 grand. No. I asked for a very small amount of child support as well. And as soon as he realized that I was no longer entertaining the idea of him and I getting back together, he stopped paying support, grabbed me, took my phone. This was March 14th, I believe, during a visit. Grabbed me, took my phone, tried to force me to do Face ID with my face. And the kids saw all of this. Finally, Riley comes up to me, and I'm kind of able to like get kind of away from him, and I just grab Riley. And I don't know even what I was thinking to do that, because I don't know, I just reacted. So I grabbed Riley and I kind of shoved past him a little bit. I grabbed this bag, this garbage bag of stuff. I grabbed the bag, ran out to the car, put the kids in the car. He tries to help Riley get in the car, which scares Micah even more. And he flies off in his new Dodge Challenger. Now that's like the Reader's Digest Cliff Notes version. I will give more detail in my next video, but that brings us to today. So when I am filming this video, yesterday would have been our 1-year marriage anniversary. Last year I canceled the wedding, which is good. You know, it's good that I didn't go down that route, because who even knows the mess that would have caused. Maybe I would have had more rights to all of the things, you know, our whole lifestyle, all the things I paid for. I would have had more rights to it, right? But those are just possessions. I am not a possession. And I felt throughout that relationship that I was just a possession. I wasn't a partner. And this is like almost a 9-year-long relationship, right? 2 states, 3 homes, 2 kids, 2 dogs, a fence that I paid for. You know, a long history, a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot there, right? So technically, through the court system, we have been no contact since April 27th, I believe. We went back to no contact after he grabbed me and tried to force me to open my phone with Face ID and then stole my phone on March 14th. I think somewhere, I'm pretty sure I'm getting the dates right. He immediately stopped paying child support, so he's almost 3 months behind in that. He has tried to negotiate the money, the damages that the judge awarded me, tried to negotiate it. He has a massive debt because of obvious reasons, which is why I wanted to be as fair and reasonable as possible when asking for child support or damages. I did not want to, you know, ask for some crazy number, even if it's fair, because of his financial situation, which is not good. 2 or 3 months before he put the house up for sale, he took out a new policy, a new homeowner's insurance policy. It is upwards of almost $900,000 on the house, with $400,000 of personal property tax. And the reason why I'm telling you guys that is because I still had a lot of stuff in that house. I mean, baby books, the kids' furniture. I've repurchased, you know, the essentials. Our deal moving into that house from the beginning was that he would pay the bills. I would furnish the entire house, decorate and furnish the house. When that was done, everything would be 50-50. When I heard that the house had a for sale sign in the front yard, I was like, okay, hey, can I get my stuff out of the house? That was over 2 months ago. And we've gone back and forth with lawyers and all of this stuff. And he said I could go get my stuff. Then he said he would put it in storage. He agreed to an itemized list, and it was just so much. And I felt as though he was like waiting me out. You know what I mean? Remember what I said about the personal property thing? Okay, so I show up one day because he says that I can. I enter with a key to the house. I enter also recording a key. I did not break in. I also come with all of the paperwork, itemized list, current bills in my name at that address. I am not stealing. I have all of the receipts from every single piece of furniture I took. Every single thing that I have in my possession, I have a receipt for, and I was very careful to document all of that. So he went to the cops the next day and tried to say that I stole all the stuff out of the house. And to be honest, I was kind of amused because I knew it was coming, and I have all the proof laid out. An officer did a walkthrough on his home. Said there's no forced entry. I know that she had come the day before with a U-Haul, and I see that report. You had called the cops and said that she's trespassing. You have to have no trespassing signs posted. No one was trespassing. And one of my friends was like, no, dude, we're not leaving. Give her her stuff. It was just a lot of back and forth. I'm working on obtaining the body cam footage of that. Jason was very upset, and he was like, I'm taking everything that's not nailed down. It's on the list. It's on the itemized list. He's inside with an active warrant, and I'll get there. Let her at least have the patio furniture today. Like, she's paying every day for this U-Haul. So it was just so unnecessary. My ex has made my life a living hell. He's made everything as difficult as humanly possible every step of the way. He continues to call cops at all hours of the night to do wellness checks on our children. He continues to call CPS through other people, so they're getting different reports, and it's like different people, so they have to investigate it, and they haven't filed that as harassment just yet.
So what we will do, I will close this out, and then you'll get a letter in the mail probably like in the next 3 weeks that lets you know it's been closed, unfounded. And then what I would encourage you to do, because it sounds like it's been, you know, reports that are kind of like harassing, you can write into the state central registry to have them flag it. So it'll tell you, like on your letter, you know, it'll say if you feel like this report was made, you know, a harassment, you know, you can write a letter into them, and then they'll mark it as harassment in our system. Okay.
But he has an active warrant out of the state of Illinois for assaulting me. It is assault under domestic violence. He's also violated the order of protection 24 different ways. Some of those ways include going through a third party to get messages sent to me. Some of them include texting our daughter, our oldest, and it's just ridiculous, right? He's violating the order by not paying support. He's violating it by not paying damages, and it's all just racking up. So he's about to close on the house. He is also living in Arkansas, has an apartment down in Arkansas, and it is my fear that he is stalling me out through the court system so that he can take all of my things to Arkansas, put it in some random storage unit somewhere, and just hold it hostage until, and I quote, I decide to be nice. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I'm like, he's just gonna take all my stuff, or he's gonna throw all my stuff out. I don't know. Or he's gonna try to use it as leverage. At the same time, he's telling the court system that I'm using my Jeep Grand Cherokee as leverage. I've returned that Jeep to that man 3 times since January. It is ridiculous. He would bring the Jeep back at 2 a.m. or bring the keys back, park it in some random place, and get it towed. Okay, moving forward. The state's attorney approved 1 charge of assault on me, assault under domestic violence out of Illinois. It is a misdemeanor charge. So the state's attorney approved a warrant for his arrest for him to be charged. That warrant is going to be bumped up to a felony because he has violated the order of protection 24 times by talking to a third party to get messages to me, by using law enforcement to harass me, by texting our oldest daughter constantly, even though she's asked him to stop. Not constantly, that's dramatic. He's texted her a lot. And it sounds like he's coming from a good place. The text messages are really nice, except for one that happened the other day where he said, hey, daddy has a pool at his new apartment. You and Riley can come here and come swimming. He knows we can't. That light is blinding the ever-loving crap out of me. He knows they can't, and that upset Micah for 2 or 3 days. So to move on from that, on May 22nd of 2023, so yesterday when I'm filming this video, he was arrested in Bentonville, Arkansas. So he has 2 counts of aggravated assault, possession of a controlled substance at Schedule 3. I'm not exactly sure what this means in Arkansas. The way that it's worded here is 2 counts of discharging center fire weapons violation. Arkansas is really weird, so I'm just assuming that means like unlawful discharge of a firearm. He's not supposed to shoot a gun in the city limits. I was also informed that on April 26th, he crashed his brand new Dodge Challenger. Now this is another vehicle that he has crashed, and from someone that has children with this man that is trying to work out a peaceful parenting plan, it is like absolutely freaking terrifying to watch this play out because he's asking for joint custody. He's asking for equal parenting time. It is not going to happen, like over my dead body. I don't want my kids getting in a car with him. He's been in so many accidents. He totaled a car last year. He just crashed. I'm not sure if he totaled the Challenger, Hellcat, wide body Hellcat, like has all the freaking bells and whistles. It's a goddamn race car. Like, no. He's now driving my Jeep Grand Cherokee because it's in his name, despite me paying every single thing on it, but I don't have to pay it anymore, so that's good news. So I don't want my kids getting into a car with him, and hopefully I have more than enough for a judge to be like, absolutely not. Let's get you some help that you need, mental health evaluations and treatment, and one of those breathalyzers for the car probably. In order for him to be an active member in our children's lives and have equal parenting time and all of the things, he has to put the work in. He has to show me that he's sober. He has to stop emotionally and financially abusing me. He has to stop trying to go out of his way maliciously to hurt me. We are so far from that, and I have tried to bend and compromise and beg even for him to call the kids on a consistent basis, for him to do what he's supposed to do and to not, let our kids down. It seems like once a week I'm getting a letter from his lawyer basically like demanding certain things in a really controlling way. So his idea of compromise is control. Is me bending to his will, trying to intimidate me or make me seem like the crazy bitter baby mama. But I would rather look like the villain and keep these kids safe than anything else. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what he's telling people. My kids are not safe around him. I am not safe around him. Have I gone back in an attempt to create a friendship or even, months and months ago, try to work on a relationship? Yes, I did. And that is the cycle. I was clinging on to a version of him that I believed that he was. I was not clinging on to the person I was seeing. I wasn't accepting the person that I was seeing. So I went back, which is the cycle. And I know people have a hard time understanding that, but I've realized through a lot of therapy and time and distance that that was not love. That was a trauma bond. I was heavily addicted to the highs and the lows that this person would give me, to the serotonin and then the lack of all of it. You know, chemically that affects your brain in such a devastating way. It affects your brain in the same way an addiction would. You become addicted to it, and the emotional damage, the psychological abuse, all of that it's like a crazy web, and I'm trying to work my way out of it. And I'm getting better. I can tell I'm getting better. One of the signs that you actually are healing if you're going through this is anger. And that might be really frustrating, but anger means you're accepting what they have done to you, and it's making you mad. You're realizing what you went through. You're realizing what this person did was not okay. You're seeing it and you're mad. That is a sign of healing. Anger is one of the stages of grief, and I was really frustrated with myself because I was so angry for like weeks, not that long ago. I'm like, why am I so fucking angry? I should just be over this by now. I thought, you know, maybe it's because he's still doing stuff like this. Maybe that's why I'm so angry. Or maybe I'm so angry because I'm finding out new things. And healing is also not linear. It doesn't make sense that I still want to protect him. It doesn't make sense that I still kind of feel bad for him. But I do, and I shouldn't, but I do. He's done a lot of things maliciously, like trying to press charges for breaking and entering, trying to report a bike stolen and saying that I stole it, trying to go to drama channels and feed them misinformation to try to make me look bad. I mean, he is actively, on a very consistent, very daily basis, still emotionally abusing me, trying to financially abuse me, trying to put me in jail. And the fact of the matter is, he now has 5 felony warrants pending out of Arkansas. These are serious felonies. I mean, every felony is serious, but he has 5 felony charges now. He also has a warrant out of Illinois for assault, another assault charge. It is a pattern of abuse. It's a pattern of just him being very unstable, him still being in his active addiction despite telling everyone that he's doing well and he's sober. I'm not there every day. I don't know. I know that the officer that I spoke to the other day said that he was intoxicated. That is the only information I have when it comes to his sobriety. He needs a lot of help, and I know I can't be the one to help him. I need help, and I need to put myself back together. And I know that he cannot break me and then put me back together. It does not work that way. So I am continuing to focus on me and focus on my daughters, and they are doing amazingly well. There are so many things in my abuse-free home that just make sense, like 17 projects at once because ADHD, and like, who cares? Having dinner whenever we want to have dinner, not at 5:30 or 6 when he comes home from work. No, we can eat dinner at 7:30 or 8. We can, have our own schedule. We can do whatever the hell we want. And I feel more free than I ever used to, but I still don't feel completely free. I still feel like I'm being dragged through the mud with this person. I still feel like I'm chained to this person. I still feel like he is abusing me and he's reckless and I don't even know what he's going to do. I'm constantly on edge still, but I have moments, I have moments where I feel free. The channel just hit 1 million subscribers. I haven't processed that yet. I don't know how many people that is. I can't when I was at 1,000 subscribers, okay, that's 1,000 people. That's a lot. I can visualize 1,000 people. I can't visualize 1 million people. I don't know. 1 million people is so many fucking people. I just talk to you guys. I just share my story. I am just a chick with a camera with internet access. Please do not assign value to someone based on that number, whether it is a massive number or whether it is it's social media. Don't take it so seriously. If you're a content creator, don't get caught up on that number. Your value is not dictated by a subscriber count, and it's social media. It could all be gone tomorrow. And I have accepted that from day one. I have accepted that, this is the journey that I'm on now, and if it all goes away tomorrow, I know that I did the best I could at the time, and I had a good time doing it, and I enjoyed it. I never in 1 million years saw any of this happening, and I'm so grateful, and there's 1 million other people that deserve it more than me, I think, but I'm unbelievably grateful. My girls are getting impatient, so we have to tie-dye tonight. It's very important. I wanted to give you guys that update and just know that I am safe. The babies are safe. We do have a no contact order. My home is very secure. I mean, that's all I can do, right? I just have cameras and locks and motion lights and all of the things, right? A pit bull. I have a zombie apocalypse bat, you know, because I'm a felon and I can't have a, you know. The zombie apocalypse bat is pretty amazing. All right, I'm gonna end today's video here and go do tie-dye with my babies. Hopefully the next update that I have for you guys will be a lot more positive than this one. And I know this was hella freaking rambly. I'm just nervous. I'm nervous to even talk about it, but it is just as much my story to share as it is his, because his abuse is not stopping. His abuse is ongoing, and it's just as much my story. If you're going through something like this, don't engage, don't take it personal, don't defend, don't explain. Protect your peace, protect your babies, and protect you. And I will see you guys in my next one.